Hazy. Get things set up at the moment. Hey, Frog. Who's moderating this chat? Me. Oh, and the bot itself, you know. Wait, or no, seems to be okay. Okay, that's interesting, Hamish. Not sure why it did that. Oh well. Have a quick look at that. Yeah, so it did. There we go. Thanks for pointing that out. Okay, so the reveal show. That was something, I guess. You got what, 3 or 4 models? A couple of boxes? Oh, we should probably get some music on, shouldn't we? Hey, played. Well, at least the cat made it in fine, Hamish. So yeah, we got new Glorfindel model and a new Elrond model. As far as I can tell, that was all that was really new. I don't know too much about the Rangers of Gondor. I don't know if their models were new. I know the infantry is not new, that's been around forever. Ah, so they are new, okay. Hmm. Yep, it does say that. Okay, so trying to count, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 new models. 6, 7, 8, 9. 10, 11. We have 11 new models from this reveal. Oh, sorry, 12. 12 new models from this entire reveal show. It's quite disappointing. And no, see, there's nothing to tie into the Ring of Power. As far as we're aware, Games Workshop haven't signed any deals with Amazon over it. Yeah, that's it for that. The pre-orders, we had Warcry. Oh, and the digital books are on pre-order. Okay. It's like, I really don't get this. Why are the digital books for the Horus Heresy available to download, but we can't get any digital downloads of the 40k books? Okay, so there is a reason to buy the new rulebook for the Lord of the Rings. Okay, because it has all the FAQ stuff in. Okay. Yeah, is anyone interested in Warcry? I'm personally not interested in it at all. Nosy, it does not have Necrons in it. Is it a campaign book, or does this actually have rules for the squats in it? Okay, so you can have an Ogwyn, and okay, it's just rules. Okay, nothing really interesting to go through there. It's been a bit quiet for news, hasn't it? Getting a new expansion for Necromunda. Demons are getting special bullshit for 40k. Got a campaign PDF for Necromunda. For the 12 models for Battle of Middle-earth. Cool. Not really into any of the AOS spin-offs. I did buy Silver Tower box a while back. but more a fan of the Old World and Horus Heresy. Yeah, same. I'm not really interested in the two main game ranges of Games Workshop anymore. 40k has lost its appeal to me, and so, well, Age of Sigmar never had any appeal to me, so yeah, I'm stuck with the Old World and Horus Heresy. And depending on how the Old World stuff goes, I'm probably going to do a bunch of stuff on that as well. Yeah, I'm interested to see how your Cyberpunk Age of Sigmar project goes. See, be interesting. So this is going to be mostly just a chill stream where I just play some games for a couple hours. Is there anything you guys particularly would like to watch me play? So we didn't really reach a consensus on Discord. I agree with you, Hamish. It's cat the way Games Workshop managed Total War and its lack of models to accompany it. There's a huge mismanagement, and I'm really shocked they didn't try to hammer home more on it, especially as they only really seem to start giving it attention and love with Warhammer 3, which, in my opinion, is probably the worst game of free at the moment. And I think a lot of Warhammer Total War fans are a bit bitter and upset about Warhammer 3 because it didn't really add much except yet another barrier of entry with cost. Which I suppose is in line with Games Workshop's practices. It is a shame it's gone this way. Are you aware of the rumours that were circling around the old world and why it's come about? I think that's quite interesting. Yeah, copyright seems to be the main driving factor as to why uh, Games Workshop decided to make Warhammer the Old World. So, unless you're a pretty avid Total War fan, you probably may not know that Creative Assembly love to sell merchandise and related products, especially minifigures and stuff, for their collector's editions of the games. And Games Workshop told them explicitly, no, you cannot do that with Warhammer Fantasy. And around the well, just before the Old World announcements, Creative Assembly apparently, I can't find the documents to prove it, but apparently they did file to seize the intellectual property of Warhammer Fantasy Battles, as it is legally speaking, at that point, an abandoned intellectual property by the main manufacturer, which is Games Workshop. So, yeah, as Creative Assembly, we're one of the only manufacturers still working on the intellectual property. They had the legal option, to speak, to acquire the intellectual property without having to buy it. So Games Workshop decided suddenly that they would create Warhammer the Old World. Decided suddenly that about that to prove that they're still working on the Warhammer Fantasy Battle intellectual property and that they shouldn't lose ownership of it. Yeah, basically. It's also why they only announced it, and they haven't really done anything with it since. So we can say on paper that they still own it and they're still working with it without actually really doing anything. Which I personally quite like that it's going this way. Because it means that Games Workshop is probably not going to put too much effort into it. And it lines up with the stuff they've said about Warhammer Fantasy. Sorry, the old world. In that they're just going to try and basically remake the previous edition but draw aspects from the older editions to try and fix it, make it playable. As the less effort they put into it, the less likely we're going to get an 8th or 9th edition 40k fuck up, and the less likely we are to get another fucking Age of Sigmar. If they take the lazy option, we should get something that's probably somewhere around Warhammer Fantasy 6th edition, which, in my opinion, was a very good edition. Hopefully it goes back an edition to 5th edition, but we'll have to see how it goes. And all of the stuff on that note as well that was shown off as like development previews of like the like the new Kislev models and stuff, well the design work and prototypes they've shown off for that in the like 3 articles they've had in the old world. It's all stuff that Games Workshop designed for Warhammer Total War 3. Because again, if you've watched any of Varak's videos, he's mentioned before that when a game studio works with Games Workshop insists that they keep the creative lead on the games, and that all the designs and stuff have to either be given by Games Workshop or approved by Games Workshop. So all they're really doing is creating these models and rangers, so the Kislevites and the armies of Cathay, allowing, well, and they're doing them for Warhammer Total War and for Creative Assembly, and they're now turning around and using those assets themselves and turning them into miniature models. So yeah, they've made these designs for Creative Assembly so that they can have control over how Creative Assembly produces the game and the image of Creative Assembly. And then they're basically taking them back for themselves and turning them into merchandise in which they can sell. Basically, yes. As Games Workshop effectively designed all of them, it's part of the way Games Workshop does things. It's also why every single 40k game has the same set of mechanicum terrain and scenery in it. The Mechanicum forges and stuff. Hold on a second. It's the Games Workshop store just so I can. Yeah, no, genuinely. Yeah, if you look at a Warhammer 40k video game, you'll see this terrain pop up all the time in it. It's the exact same Unity assets being used over and over again in every video game. You can see it in Daka Squadron, you can see it in Dark Tide in some of the screenshots, you can see it in Hired Gun, you can see it in Gang War. So yeah, interesting with Hammerfall Bunkers in here, but yeah. And like this building as well, the Manufactorum Sanctum and the old Imperialis ruins, you'll see all of this terrain feature in all the video games because Games Workshop insists that their terrain is featured and used as the main assets. Which is also why so many of the Warhammer games are so limited in palette and design as well, because they are being intentionally limited by Games Workshop to make sure that as much of their merchandise and as much of their stuff is shown and represented in game. It's also why basically every single Warhammer video game features the paint range from Games Workshop at the time as the options for color schemes. As well, it's a direct marketing technique. If you can only paint stuff in Mephiston red, then if you ever want to collect the merchandise or the miniatures to like celebrate your memories and enjoy them, you're going to then use the correct paints from Citadel to paint them because, well, that's the correct color. Is that why demons have been identified by their in-game names in books as well? Yeah, probably. It's also why the card games are doing so incredibly well, the mobile card games, like Legions and Battle Sector, because Games Workshop can just be like, yeah, cool, here's all the artwork that you can use from our portfolio, have fun with it. As they're effectively just asset flips. Like, as much as I enjoy Legions as a game, it's not exactly an original concept. All they've done is just bolted some Warhammer artwork on top of it. Whilst I'm rambling about Games Workshop, I find it really fascinating that that the units from the Legacies of the Age of Darkness PDF, the free rules they gave out to allow you to use more units than just those in the books, none of those units actually feature a Horus Heresy section, even under like a Legacies category. If you want to find them, you have to go back over to 40k section or the Forge World 40k section. Yeah, absolutely, Hamish. I do think that it's one of the main factors as to why most bigger game studios don't interact with them. Because who wants to basically do all the work for someone, for them to profit off of it, mostly, and not be able to make any merchandise to go alongside it? That's a pretty rough deal for most people, especially the larger game studios. It's as hilarious as that game was a failure. Let's have a look at Battlefield, right? With the Battlefield games, there's always the launch bundles, right? That include collectibles and all sorts of weird things. But then there's also the merchandise, like with t-shirts and all sorts of things that go alongside of it. If a game studio can't profit from selling the merchandise, then that cuts a huge amount of profit from the game. As well as things like collectibles, we're all video gamers conditioned to want to have the merchandise to celebrate and prove that we like that game as fans. And Games Workshop doesn't like that because that's profits that they could be making themselves directly. I think the only reason why Creative Assembly even accepted working with Games Workshop for Warhammer Fantasy is the fact that they haven't really been doing well. Since Rome Total War 2, they've kind of been suffering and not doing too well as a business. Look at all the games outside of Warhammer Total War that they've released since Rome 2, even including Rome 2, and they've all kind of been fails. With Warhammer and Warhammer 2 being the only real exceptions. I don't think it's accidental that Creative Assembly are now looking to move away from making strategy games. Hey, Anonymous. And yeah, I'd love to see a proper ID Studio game for Games Workshop. I think that would be amazing. Yeah, well, if you look at Creative Assembly at the moment, a lot of their stuff is now in terms of their new hires and their current shake-up in terms of game design and studios leaning heavily towards working on FPS games now. It seems like they've basically fucked up real-time strategy games to a point where they're now looking to switch industry effectively. No, we didn't really see much from the Middle-earth stream. There was 12 whole models. And only 2 of which weren't the same model but mounted. It was a pretty weak stream, to be honest. So, talking about Creative Assembly, they are currently hiring some people to help develop a third-person action melee combat game. Which is interesting, on the Unreal Engine as well. And we know Games Workshop is working with Creative Assembly for a new game. And considering how Games Workshop doesn't enjoy first-person shooters anymore, I think the last, well, I say that, but Necromunda Hired Gun is probably the only real exception, isn't it, really? Yeah, but Bolt Gun exists. Yeah, stop using all caps, see? You are capable of not spamming caps. Anyway, so Creative Assembly are working on a third-person combat game of some kind that we don't know anything about, which is not related to the first-person shooter they're working on, which is going by the codename Hyenas. Is there anything interesting we can dig from this rabbit hole? Well, that's what... How to kill interest in a game. Talk about how you need someone to design the in-game economy, seasonal elements, and monetization. I've got a feeling this might be just a Warhammer Fantasy game, to be honest. I don't think this will be a 40k game or a Horus Heresy game. This a third person. I think if Creative Assembly were to do more than real-time strategy, I'd probably stick to fantasy, wouldn't they? Because they have all the assets and resources for it. Yeah, I think the most effective way for people to make money is to make a good product. I agree with you on that one, Hamish. Also, learn how to program a bloody dark mode for your website as well, that might help. So we're still hiring people for real-time strategy games by the looks of it. No, it's not going to... It's not like we're going to abandon making Total War games. But they are hiring in an entire studio of people for third-person and first-person shooters. I feel like this should have been a hire they did a while ago, to be honest. Yeah, I would love a good Horus Heresy game that's not a strategy. I really would like that. Oh yeah, keep forgetting Creative Assembly did Alien Isolation. Yeah, it would be nice, wouldn't it, to have a first-person Horus Heresy game. The closest I think we're going to get for a while is probably just armor, to be honest. Because with the amount of mods we can get for armor, there are a huge amount of things we can do in terms of Horus Heresy related stuff. Armor 4 isn't out, but Armor Reforger is, which is kind of like an anniversary remaster of the original Armor, but done as a done in the new physics engine. So we can like test and play around with the new physics engine, see how things are. Also work on building Armor 4 in that engine. Yeah, the nice thing about how Armor 4 is being built is we aren't going to be limited to the weirdly small human skeleton meshes. We're able to make and rig and generate hitboxes for things that aren't 1.4 meter tall humanoid shapes, which would be really nice, as that's the main problem with 40k mods for Armor 3. Oh, driving is significantly better now. Even got it so it properly animates the wheels and stuff, like changing like their height on the suspension and everything. It's really cool. The games that intentionally made a modern sport gives the game so much longevity. Absolutely. And see, just because the physics are a lot safer and a lot more enjoyable doesn't mean I'd ever want to get into a car with Imperial. Whilst we wait for armor to load, how have you guys been? Well played. Yeah, what are you working on, Anonymous? Start the game. If it would just work out of the box, it wouldn't be armor, would it? Nice. How are you planning on doing that? Hello. Yeah, talking about the absence of any decent Horus Heresy games, and how I think this is probably just the best way to do it. When I'm not blind and I can read. Do, 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 do. Oh no, they've updated it so I can have Primaris Space Marines in this now. Gross. That's the thing, Phasmatodius, he had a parachute. He had the option to take one. He could have deployed safely from the assault ram, but no, of course he didn't. And sure, I can play Legions later. The only thing is I have it on my mobile phone and not on the computer, so I can't really stream it. Obviously, I know I can just, uh, download it, but, you know. So I think this looks pretty awesome for a 40k game, right? Or, well, Horus Heresy. Oh, and it's cooked off. Oops. So yeah, I forgot to change the settings. Yes. Okay, I think that should fix it. Let's add some enemies to shoot at as well. Load light, there we go. Natty. Let's just see if I did actually could change settings properly. Nope, the weapon's still cooking off, but oh, that got very laggy, didn't it? Is that just on my end, or are you guys seeing that lag as well? What I eventually want to do is create a set of PvP maps with like a decent mod pack for Horus Heresy on this map. I just think there's just so much fun potential to be had here. My day's been alright. Only really just woke up in time to stream. Was around during during Varak's stream earlier, but so boring. The lack of reveals was honestly quite depressing. And I did end up falling asleep for half of it. Like each other, or guys? Is it just so dark no one can see each other? Oh, there we go. Why is my guy just sliding around? Hmm. um. Well, that was something. Right. Let's it'll load out a second. Do it this way. Yeah, it's a feature, and this is just part of the rewarding gameplay experience of Armor 3. Definitely. That's definitely how this works. Okay, so every time I get shot, it's bugged, so I now fall to the floor? Okay. I'm still sliding. Even in death, I must slide. To be fair, I got hit by a plasma gun, so Hmm. Even in death, I slide into people's DMs. Basically. The Iron Warriors weren't interested. Oh, you know what would be a lot of fun here?
I need ammo.
And back to sliding. And have a good one, see. Well, I can't really be fucked to try and troubleshoot this. So let's drop armor for now. And I'll see if I can put something together for us to fuck around with at some other point. Um, any other suggestions for games? Could do Mech Warrior. Having an issue with Mech Warrior Online at the moment, I can't get sound out of it, which is a little annoying. Could do Mech Warrior 5. Oh, music stopped. Yeah, okay. Suggestions from YouTube? We're gonna let Twitch decide this one. Anonymous, what game should we play? That's the question. So far we have a vote for MechWarrior, and that's about it. So on the Discord server, I did put together a list of games which I'm interested in playing on streams. Okay, well it's 2-0 to MechWarrior versus anything else, so... Okay, so it's split between Total War and MechWarrior. Well, I suppose Anonymous, you mean Warhammer Total War, or you could do Medieval too, or... Okay, Warhammer Total War. Hey, Taco. It looks like you probably have a deciding vote. Do we play MechWarrior or Warhammer Total War? Okay, right. Welcome in, Jones. And, okay, everyone's decided Total War. Okay. Not gonna show up in my... Okay. second. This is going to get very annoying real quick, isn't it? Turn that off for now. There we go. For some reason, it's trying to display twice. Single time I do something, that's nice and annoying. Okay, right. We should be good to go now. Right, can you hear the game fine? Okay, should we start a Mortal Empires or an Eye of the Vortex campaign? Two votes for Vortex? Okay. No, let's just do it. What factions could we play as? I'm naturally drawn towards Skaven and Bretonia, so They're probably going to be the options I'd suggest and want. Would you rather see Skaven or Bretonia? Okay, one vote for Skaven, one vote for Bretonia. Two votes for Skaven, two votes for Bretonia. Okay. Three for Skaven. Four votes for Skaven. Okay, I think it might be going in Skaven favour. Okay, so it's 4-3 to Skaven at the moment. Let's compromise. Rats on horses it is. No, I'm not playing as the Empire. Horses on rats. Yeah, no Empire. I agree with that. There should be no Empire, only Bretonia. If I wanted to wipe out the Empire, I would have to go and play a Mortal Empires game, which would be kind of satisfying, but I'm not sure if that's what you guys would want to see. Yeah, it's the vote is in favour of Skaven at the moment, and I don't think anyone else is going to be choosing or changing their minds.
I will never relent.
Okay, well, let's just say Skaven. Which Skaven Lord would you guys like to see me play? Yeah, that way. So, we have Queek, we have Skrulk, we have Tretch Craven Tail, Ikit Claw, and Deathmaster Snitch. I'll run through them whilst I wait for you guys to respond. So, Queek Taker is the champion of Clan Wars, and he is in charge of the Storm Vermin, basically. And his entire thing is about, leading the brutal and elite superior black rats. There's a lot of questionable themes to Escape, and just a pre-warning. We have Lord Skrulk, who is all about disease and pestilence, and therefore plagues. Tretch Craventail, who is just a savage coward of an assassin and a very, well, treacherous person. When we have Ikit Claw, which is a mad scientist and engineer who has learnt how to make nukes out of warpstone and is all about the weird warpstone technology. He's equipped with power armor and a warp fire thrower, and also a power glaive, which is made out of warpstone. He's just mad and insane. And then we have Deathmaster Snitch, one of the chief assassins of Clan Eshin, who is a very, very stealthy and effective assassin who's responsible for the deaths of many people throughout the Warhammer Fantasy setting. So far I have a vote for Tretch and one for Queek. Now one for Ikit as well. One for Skrulk. And maybe choosing Skaven was a good idea because we can't agree on anything together. Filter out the mechanical music for now. So I've got Ikit, Skrulk, Queek, and Tretch as votes so far. Does anyone want to change their vote, or do I just need to pick? Okay, Jones is changing their vote to Ikit. And I'm going to go with Ikit because that's the first one to get 2 votes. Cool. Let us begin.
Deep under the world, they chitter and plan, watching, waiting. When they emerge, it is a nightmare vision. The Skaven, a ravenous horde of verminous ratmen. They gnaw at the roots of the world like an infected wound. They mean to rule over ruins, for such is the will of their god, the great horned rat. Only the island home of the High Elves has remained unscathed. And at its center is the Great Vortex. that siphons chaos from the world. The Skaven covered its vast power with envious, beady red eyes. The twin-tailed comet is oft seen as an omen, but this time its wake has disturbed the winds of magic. In the secret halls of the Under-Empire, the Council of 13 has gathered. A time to scheme of opportunity.
I kill dwarf things in Pillar City. No, no! Clanmores go to Southlands. Hunt for Warpstone. Moors are puppet minion. Pestilence infest Lastria. Yes, yes. But all Warpstone for council plan. Come, scribe slave. Work to do. Comet makes elf things weak. Council wants power of the vortex.
Just as prophecy demands.
So it true. You read markings on the black pillar. Then you know we must seek find the Screaming One. Find out how to control the vortex.
Oh yes, master. But a large tribute of Warpstone will that demon require if we summon him.
Return to your assigned clan. Harvest Warpstone.
Yes, most precipitous of masters.
And flay yourself, your impertinence.
Oh, it will be done, your worship.
Yeah, I'll turn it up in a minute. Just stuck on a loading screen. And there's not much audio at the moment because we're stuck in the loading screen.
Warpstone here in jungles. Yes, yes. Locator says so. Experiment I will. Make things go zap, zap, boom. Council, be impressed. Nasty dead things to north. Not big-brained like me. They make good test subjects. Yes, yes. Many ruins and reptile things here in jungles. I take Warpstone from all. Yes, yes. Much power to have. Other Skaven here too. Must not trust them. Make them serve Clan Scryer. Foul dwarfs in mountains have parts I need. Angry lizards there too. Worship praise snake god. Hate Skaven. Must make dead. Yes, yes. Use doom rockets to zap, zap. Southern jungles dangerous for Skaven. But water's also dangerous. Elves have land here, but I take it from them. With Big Bang, soon. Yes, yes. I gather all Warpstone. Build biggest bomb ever. Time tick, tick, ticks. So takes end. Come soon.
Hmm.
Council sends me on secret mission task. Must secure territory in Scryer's name. But the dead things are in my way. First, make dead things die. Then make all things die.
Okay, do you still want the audio turned up a bit?
Where's my doom racket? Wall bridge intact. That is not warranted. Chief Warlock, Icket Claw.
Thanks, Gene. Helps out a lot. Oh yeah, is the audio okay? Right, is that better or is that a bit too loud? It's a bit too loud for me personally, so I'm gonna turn that down.
More warpstone!
Relations with foreign powers may be managed through diplomacy, my lord. Consider your situation carefully before accepting any agreement.
Thanks for the donation. It hasn't shown your name, so I can't thank you directly, but thank you for that.
I am the Pirate King. Sorcerer Inventor, yes! Do not anger enrage me. I will zap you. No!
We have watched for a long time, Finn. Now we make you an offer.
Maybe slightly less. Okay. No, I don't want. Okay, so are the Skaven the equivalent of 40k? Kind of. I'm not sure I'd necessarily call them that, but I suppose in a sense. And is the game still laggy for you guys?
My lord, the Forbidden Workshop is ready for your inspection. It is your personal laboratory of death, where new vehicle parts, weapon components, and weapons of mass destruction are prototyped and built.
Okay, well, thanks for a donation.
The Forbidden Workshop contains... Your clan is the dark menace that lurks unseen, warlord. You are masters of concealment and deception, and the oblivious fools that dwell above ground shall all come to know of.
Yes,
You
shut
have
up.
enough warp...
Shut up, advisor. Fucker's talking more than me.
A good flay to die! Go forth and kill!
Not as much lag, okay. We are playing as Ikit Claw, Hamish, and welcome back.
Tinker, tinker. Our under empire bigger, stronger.
Still dropping frames, so I'm just going to see if I can do something about that. Oof. Well, I'm streaming in 720, so I don't need it to be in... Oh, well, actually, that's probably going to make a bit more change, isn't it? Why is it in Ultra Graphics? I don't even play in Ultra Graphics. That's really silly. Okay.
Test subjects.
No, it's going to take 2 turns.
Miss, I am important, Warlock. Fear. Think decide again.
Yes, Hamish, this is a Vortex campaign.
Come, speak. Let's talk. Barter trade. Good.
It's not necessarily the most interesting in the first few turns. Let's get this underway. Actually, that, Anonymous, your point does bring up something I did actually want to talk to you guys about. I'm just gonna quieten the game a second. Oh, like, whilst I appreciate that you really enjoy my streams and you enjoy hanging around here, I have noticed you guys talk a lot about my streams, especially comparing them to Varak streams in Varak streams. And I don't really want to be the cause of any issues or any annoyance for him. So, also, I appreciate you talking and promoting the stream and my content. Can you not do it at the detriment of Varak in his own streams, please, guys? The occasional snide remark is funny, but can we not make it a constant source of attacking him, please? And thanks for donation, a mysterious cat. That's a huge help. Guess I'm going to be doing some hobbying streams sooner rather than later at this rate. Alright, serious stuff out the way, and thank you so much again for the donation. Let's get back into the game. for everyone else and try and enjoy ourselves a bit.
Science, sorcery, death.
Right, is anyone going to like us anymore? I've got a feeling probably not. How's the corruption doing? So very low corruption at the moment. We need to get these numbers up. Everything needs to be corrupted. And what do we spend?
As the main power source of the Forbidden Workshop, warp fuel is critical to our research. When warlock masters win battles, or if engineers...
Yes. Okay, cool. So I think the first upgrade I'm going to do is the... Okay. Whilst I agree we need a revolution of a Hamish heresy to happen, I don't want to be the poster child. I mean, for a start, it's the Hamish's heresy rather than the Tuppy heresy. Yeah, be mean to Varrock all you want. That's your problem to deal with, and it's funny, and you guys know I enjoy teasing him a bit as well. But yeah, I'd rather not have my streams be promoted purely through just dunking on Varrock. And I'm sorry the game's a little bit boring right now with us just constantly just skipping turns whilst we heal up, but hey, if we want to have our epic battles, we need to do it this way.
No!
There's always heresy here, but yeah. What's the most direct one?
Small brain.
I feel like I should ask you guys for a bet. Like, what do you reckon the Doomfire nukes are going to nuke my computer on the stream as well, or do you reckon it's just going to nuke for vampires?
More warpstone. Now, now!
Now! Come, speak! Let's talk, barter trade. Good.
Okay, nope, nothing there. Okay.
Engineer of Scryer. Clan Scryer.
Okay, can't quite make it across the ocean in one go. So let's move there. And then next turn we should be able to jump over and attack the mouth of Kaveza. Make a non-aggression pact with following faction, the Awakened. I don't really want to do that, but if it gets me stuff, then... Okay, cool. Well, so much for that then.
Treasure plunder ours. To under Empire. Go, go.
Ah, look at them trying to desperately
Those that
summon
serve
an
your
army.
cause gain experience over.
Not this time. Science, sorcery, death.
We have deck gunners, deck droppers. Let's encircle and camp them out for a second. And
Set suit to war, fight mode. Deal with me or fight me. You will gain nothing but misery.
they want peace from the Skaven. No. I gotta fight this, right? Oh, this is going to be very, very funny. It's over, Ben. I have the high ground.
Council's command. Slingers. Skaven slaves. Clan rats. Law on button. For the Valentine. Magic ready. Wicked claw.
Or you could not bully me. That's also an option, Asmatodius.
Council's command. Quick, quick. Let crack. Not scurry yet. Warlock of Death.
It would be very easy to just drop a nuke on them. Wasn't quite as devastating as I was hoping it would be, but hey.
For the Vermintide! Stab, stab! For the Vermintide! Scream, Ricato, crack! Onward! Picket claw! Wheels for win! Our tail's yours! Warlock desires! War systems on! Bilbo! Warlock desires! Hey, babe! Slingers! Yes, yes, yes! Warlock desires! Nash, kill, kill!
Oh damn it. You idiots. Why did you move that way?
Yes, yes. At once. Warlock engineer. Scissor die. Fight.
A bit messier than I was hoping for, but oh well. I say messy, I only lost 46 troops.
Our under-empire bigger, stronger. Chief Warlock, Icket Claw. Icket Claw. Scurry away. Damage taken.
Admiral of Kar's fleet. Bow to me. Look at my pawns. See how... Stop! No!
Quick, kill things.
How bad does that look for you guys?
Bigger warp forges. Where are my schematics? There are lab rats with more loyalty. Warp power! To Under Empire! Go! Go!
I am listening.
Oh, that's annoying.
Undead pirates! Test subjects? Cogs in motion. Bad idea. Not mine.
Ply the cruel seas.
What?
Stephen! Good, good.
there was a few different things we can try and work on.
Look at my paunch. See how large it is. I am the fatter rat. Good.
Right, so let's give these guys a gift so that they become more friendly with me, so I can try and bring them in without fighting them. Which leaves us to just deal with...
The scurvy dogs are due a feed.
with more vampires. Okay, so I have 2 settlements.
My mind rages. Soul.
Okay, so the plan is to kill Luther and then carry on moving up the coast. Try and pick the easier fights right now because the lizard men are quite powerful from the get-go.
Great leader. You are here with my permission, thing. Make offer deal.
Though, it does look like they probably more likely to be destroyed by us than taken.
Want contract.
Clan Scryer! Exosuit ready. Progress, yes.
Councillor Axotl's been taken by...
Make this quick fast, I'm busy.
Non-aggression pact. Sure. I get a small warpstone and money, which is great.
Engineer of Scryer.
Oh, it hasn't been taken. Excellent.
Our under-empire bigger, stronger.
Which means we have this province now.
Now!
And we can start looking to build a military base here.
Deal with me or fight. You will gain no nothing.
Oh, it's Gorok. Hello. What do you want? I'm assuming it's... no, I'm not going to give you money. Fuck off. Warren's rubbish pits. Okay. And platform.
Science, sorcery, death.
Show me your paw, thing. No!
Yeah, Death Guard are a very good army for weathering and adding damage to.
Guide us, Horned One! I represent curses!
Warp lightning.
I am Warlord!
Skavenbright's greatest, best inventor. Storm Demon.
Start building up Hiccups' army here. Now that we can.
Optics enhanced.
So, question is, do we go after Skaven or more vampires? That's a question we need to work out now.
Engineer of Scryer. Warlock engineer. Kill contraptions. Tinker, tinker. Blacklisted. Kill at once.
Okay, so Anonymous is saying Skaven. What do the rest of you think?
More warpstone! Where are my schematics? Exosuit ready!
Bow to me! I have many Skaven slaves. Do you want them?
Okay, well, it looks like we might have to go after a Skaven regardless.
Hornet One watches me!
The council's voice. Gracie. I arrive. Have slaves bow bow.
So we'll recruit a second army and get ready to launch our campaign against the Skaven.
More warpstone. Now! Gracie. What will Skaven Blight do with you?
Okay, I'll take a trade deal. Right, one more turn there. Okay, right, you can start moving.
All hail Hornetbrand. Grey harbinger of doom.
Fall in!
Watch your words. They will likely be your last.
Could just swap these fuckers out of existence.
More cattle for the slaughter.
do have a non-aggression pact with them.
Let the bell scream, scream. Disembark. Ring bell. My technocracy.
Maybe we do turn against the lizard men.
Bigger warp forges.
Wait, betray who?
The council's voice. Skavenbright's greatest, best inventor. All hail, horned rat.
I suppose I
Science,
could.
sorcery, death. Where are my schematics? Two things.
Oh, I'm just gonna auto-resolve that. That one's not even.
Right mode. Take for Scryer. Send in the doom wheels.
Ogres, my lord. These brutish nomads are as strong as they are stupid. But do not underestimate them. They are hardy warriors and will cannibalize any foe that dares to cross them.
So take weak, horn rat strong. Move again soon. Clan Scryer. Great power. Yes, yes.
Very good thing Xenoc decided to head off before all of this happened. So he's a very big fan of lizard men.
my doom racket. More warpstone. Now, now! Singe fire. Kill contraptions! Now, warpstone.
Mhm.
Sacrifices to Mathlan. You have my attention. The question is, what will you do with it?
Hey, Penta. Yes, yes. This is Skaven hours. He's just what these guys are doing.
The strength is under empires. Engineer of Scryer. Rakatata. Tinker, tinker. Me. More warpstone.
I'm just going to load last turn because it just glitched through. The options. God damn it.
Sorcerer, inventor, yes. Chief Warlock, Icket Claw. More warpstone.
There we go. Right, so we do actually have some ogre reinforcements now, which is nice.
Diabolical. Engineer of Scryer.
You love to see it. Fucking ogres working alongside the Skaven.
Silly reptiles, illogical things.
I'm not sure if I want to cut a deal with you, or just cut you.
Okay, I can cut you a deal.
Smells fishy.
Okay, well, fuck off then.
You're in my objects. War bridge intact. Pathetic slaves of Sotek. Run!
You know, I'm gonna go down this way. I'm gonna see what Itza has for me. Because they're going to go and suicide charge into Chakra. So, see what happens there. Oh look, it's Lord Skroak.
My technocracy. Die, die, die!
The enemy city is fortified, my lord. Weapons will be needed to bring down the walls. Prepare your warriors for a long siege.
All things die! All hail, horned rat! Spread far, scum! Grey harbinger of doom! Murder! Death! Kill! Make things dead! Listen to me!
Cool. So, next turn we jump over, or they're going to try and push us, okay. What have they got? Skinks, Saurus Warriors, Temple Guard might be a bit of a pain. Okay, so what we will do is we'll retreat from this.
Retreat!
Wait for our allies to pop up. Then we will hire the ogres and go and crump them. Oh yes, put a plague on it, sir. Go on. Plague it, sir. Come on.
Nobody, nothing conquers Icket! Kneel, bow to Skavenblight's emissary, lizard things! Where are my schematics? Enemies in sight! Run, fools! Not ready to face reptile thing. Attack! Attack! Despoil!
So they want to fight now, but I'm not quite as scared. I don't really want to lose. You know what, let's just fight this battle. Let's take the risk. Okay, right. So they are attacking us. So let's get ourselves nicely sorted on a hill.
Clan rat spears! Rattling gun! Scald! Scorch! Burn!
nothing to try.
Rattling gun! Yes, yes! Nice running!
Ready, steady, doom!
Core systems on! Kill all things!
Ready, ready! Die, die!
Kill contraptions at hand!
Man-eaters!
Night runners! Ready them now! Faster, scurry!
Killing time! Meal time!
Night runners! Onwards! Warp spell magic! Warp fire thrower! Move, move! Skit, then leap!
Ogres! Beat, beat, beat! No, no!
Wicked claw! Warp fire thrower! Retreat and retreat!
Crush 'em!
Storm demon, prime!
Extra block!
Warp
ready? This way. Stop! Night runners! Rickaback! Stop!
Yogas are fucking useless.
Miscalculated! Chief Warlock, Icket Claw! Let the bell scream! Engineer of Scryer! Limbs will fly! Ring bell! The future destiny clouded. Grey harbinger of doom.
Okay, so whilst that battle was happening, Games Workshop have created a new Warhammer article going over the pre-orders for next week, and I think it deserves some attention. So shall we head over and have a quick look at that? I'll leave the game running in the background. It's so weird. Okay, well, we're kind of screwed with it. Okay, so we're just gonna have to deal with it. Okay, righty. I'm not sure what's going on with formatting, but okay. Let's have to do it manually. Yeah, lots of heresy. So, first thing up, the Sakaran battle tank is going up for pre-order. And it looks like it is just going to be the basic form with the cannons in the basic box. I mean, to be fair, this is a very, very good unit as it is. So, not exactly a thing. And yeah, see you. Have a good one. Next up, we have the Spartan. This is going to be available individually. It's going to be interesting to see how it's priced. Then we have the Contemptor Dreadnought. The new one with the extra options is going to be available. I'm definitely going to be picking up one of these as soon as I can, because I need the parts so I can make my Emperor's Children Forge World one. And whatever spare parts left will be put into building this one. The Leviathan Siege Dreadnought is also going up. This will be fun to see what people make with the combat frames. And most importantly, the bit that's got me most excited, Terminators are back. We can finally buy a box of Terminators. I need so many Tartaros Terminators for my squads to fill out, because I need, well, for a start, I need to make Phoenix Wardens, so I need to buy a box of these to convert up. And oh, yeah, Tartaros just suit the Emperor's Children so much nicer than Cataphracti do. And finally, the generic stuff, the Legion Praetors are going available individually. And the Iron Warriors upgrade sprue is finally going to be available. So if you've been holding out for the Iron Warriors, here we go. And the one thing that's really exciting me now, Sicarans and the Liber Mechanicum book. So as far as I can tell, this new box of armigers will be the same physical models but come with different decals. And the rules for the armigers in the Heresy in the box. Oh yeah, it does actually say here. It'll have the new heraldry. And the Liber Mechanicum book is going available. And from the get-go, it's going to have the digital versions available too, which is amazing. And also the Hexbane Hunters. To be honest, like, I don't give a shit about Warhammer Underworlds, but I would love to make a couple of these models into Inquisitors for not Horus Heresy, for 40k. I think for one of the acts at the back, and obviously the Witch Hunter themselves at the front, would be great for a Inquisitorial team. And the Elven Union got their stuff, which is nice. And Glorfindel, the Guards of Galadrim, Rumil and Offrin, and White Dwarf. Cool. Oh, and the book that we saw earlier this week, which is nice. Oh, and a different gun. Oh, one about... Okay, that sounds like an interesting one. Oh, the paperback version is now available. Okay, I was a bit confused because that's not a new book. Wraithbone and the Fabius Bio Omnibus is getting its paperback and ebook forms. That's good to see. That's quite a lot of stuff. For me, the Tartarus and the Liber Mechanicum are the most interesting things here, which is quite nice.